I want to introduce to you Susan Therberge. She's going to be speaking on behalf of the Herring Pond Wampanoag Tribe. These people's land is being desecrated. There are rare pine barrens in the eastern part of the state right now are being clear cut for solar. So Susan, from Climate Action Now.
Okay, so just to be really clear, my name is Susan Therberge, and I will be sharing the words of Melissa Ferretti, who's speaking today at our sister rally in Wareham. For those of you who do not know me, I am Melissa Ferretti. I am proudly serving at the end of my second term as tribal chairwoman of the Herring Pond Wampanoag Tribe. I am the first woman to ever serve my community in this role. I am a mother and grandmother, raised in Cedarville, a small village in the town of Plymouth, Massachusetts, by an elder of my tribe, my father's Aunt Verna May Harding, born January 28, 1905. I've lived on these homelands all my life. Thank you all for coming today. As I speak to you today, Indigenous people and tribal communities throughout North America remain on the front line of efforts to address climate change and to oppose projects that will be destructive to the natural world, our Mother Earth. But as I know very well, Indigenous peoples in New England are often overlooked or ignored with respect to these matters of, quote, energy and resource development, unquote. The homeland of tribal nations in the U.S. are among those communities that are most likely to be targeted for projects that are disastrous for the environment and that have multiple destructive impacts on Indigenous people's lives. The Herring Pond Wampanoag Tribe knows this because we have been at the ground zero of colonial resource extraction for 400 years. Yet at the same time, as a tribe whose ancestral homeland, along with the forests, fish, and other wildlife in Plymouth, was used by the Pilgrims to serve their interests as colonists. We know that we and our history as a tribe are directly connected to decisions that the Commonwealth of Massachusetts makes about projects such as these. We know that land, water, and wildlife are our relatives, to whom we have a responsibility. We reject these dangerous and disastrous projects. Massachusetts energy policies are subsidizing and promoting the destruction of forests and farmland for large industrial solar projects. These corporate giants are clear-cutting our forests, stripping the land bare, and polluting our water and calling it green energy. Over 4,000 acres have been clear-cut for solar, and the state is calling for another 100,000 acres. These forest clear-cuts are often in core habitat and critical natural landscapes. We stand in solidarity with our allies, friends, brothers, and sisters of all tribal nations and Indigenous communities in asserting our rights and to protect ourselves and all our relations against the assaults on our environment and the destruction of our homeland. In that spirit of that solidarity, we ask you to sign our petition and demand a moratorium on solar subsidies and approvals unless they meet certain standards. Like tribal nations throughout the United States today, the Herring Pond Wampanoag Tribe still faces the destructive impacts of colonialism and has witnessed the calculated attempts at erasure of our existence. And along with all tribal nations in the U.S. today, we are immensely proud of our long history of resilience as a Native people who have retained our deep connection to our history, to our homeland, and to the values of kinship that have always sustained us as Herring Pond Wampanoags. For our tribe, as for all other tribal nations, our self-determination as a people depends upon fulfilling our responsibility to protect our youth and our elders, and to protect all of our other relatives who are sacred, human and non-human. To us, land, water, and all of the wildlife with whom we coexist are sacred. Thank you.